Hello? Girl, I'm finally
The
getting to
many
talk about my
faces
girl.
of
Yeah,
Faith
stay
even
tuned.
Sep
Yes, I'm
too.
at the point right now where she's rolling into her. I'm explaining her relationship with Biggie and the things she went through with him. Okay? Okay, stay tuned because baby, Faith is that beat. Okay? Alright. I love you. Alright. Talk to you later. Alright. What's up, y'all? I'm gonna let y'all know right now. The reason why I'm keeping this in here is so you all will know the time stamp. Okay, this is August 4th of 1994. Remember, this is the day they got married. So this is so you guys can know the time stamp, and you can look in this picture and see that there was definitely some affection there. Okay, it was affection there. He was crazy. I remember the video back in the day, honey, when she come down there and they had some girl playing. I think she might have played herself. And baby, and she had that white thing on. That man, Faith was gorgeous. Okay, anyway, so let's get back to what we was, y'all. So we going into a little bit of the turbulence, okay? Remember, we just left off with Lil' Kim saying something in 2013, but we're going back to just deal with a little bit of the things that she dealt with him, okay? So Biggie married Faith Evans while still involved with Lil' Kim. He then went on and got involved with Charlie Baltimore. The relationship between Faith and Biggie was riddled with cheating. Okay? It was a lot of cheating. And I understand why she had to distance herself. Because, come on. Really, Biggie? Rest your soul, but really? Really, Biggie? Okay. That's all I'm going to say. Because, baby, let me tell you something. I'm learning now about the dominant spirit, the male, female. Because, see, with me and men, I look at them like brothers, all of them or whatever. And I see how they be playing their game. But, baby, the most you going to get over me is a basketball game or a Mario game. You not finna play no games with me. That's just how I am about them. Anyway, moving on. So, all right. So, let's go on. So, at this point, she did separate from him. She left him alone. Okay. Who that is? My so let's baby go on. Daddy. Who that is? My baby daddy.
The alleged relationship timeline was from October 1995 until November 1995.
Now look at the energy difference in her. That picture with him, well, she probably was lit. Real talk. She probably was in the sky. Both of them was. But the energy difference, the chemistry, okay? The attraction. Who did not want Pop? I know she wanted to let them hips ride on her at least one time. Let me ride that donkey. Anyway, so it's alleged that Tupac and Faith Evans were together from October 1995 until November 1995, which is how most flings are. You get it a little bit, but you realize, hey, he, a little henna. Pop was slinging that thing. All right. After release of Hit 'Em Up, the couple's relationship became more rocky. This is Biggie and Faith. Because, Pop, he had the gift of gab. He went out there and he put in the song what he did, which is what really caused that feud between them. They was Biggie and Pop was friends. Because you remember Pop, I'll do some information on them in a while back. Because Pop is a tragedy, but everybody done him. But you remember that they was friends. But the problem was when Faith came in and got involved. Remember that now, okay? Okay, the couple, Faith and her husband, the couple tried to rekindle things during Christmas 1996.
They did try.
Faith discovered Biggie was still seeing other women. So even after she dib and dab and didn't know what happening, he still couldn't keep it in his pants. Faith became pregnant, and Biggie basically publicly denied that he was the father. How the child, please? Boo! The couple had their final split. She let him go after that, y'all. She let him go. Now we're going to go on to address Biggie's final day because he is in Faith's history. The Fatal Peterson Automotive Museum. Friends and Faith entourage saw Biggie and asked Faith if she would go to speak to him, and Faith denied, okay? So this was at that party. You see it there? This is the last party. Biggie sent one of his closest friends to get Faith attention. He sent Cease to speak to Faith. Cease stated, Biggie said, "What's up?" Faith replied, "Tell Biggie the same. Which, when you're trying to cut ties with a man, you cut him, okay? Don't hang on, let it go. After leaving the party, she heard of a nearby shooting. The notorious B.I.G., whose real name was Christopher Wallace, was fatally shot outside the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles, California on March 9th, 1997. The shooting occurred after a party at the museum was shut down by the Los Angeles Fire Department. The 24-year-old rapper was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, but was pronounced unalive. The Peterson Automotive Museum is a prominent institution in Los Angeles dedicated to showcasing automotive history and culture. Okay, so this all was that night of that party in this area here. So y'all remember now, okay, they had at this time, she had already been with Pop. You know, she had already had conceived. Everything was going on, right? Okay. And so, she told him, you know, the same as in what's up. And she decided to keep her distance. After leaving the party, she heard of a nearby shooting and that Biggie was injured. Unfortunately, when Faith arrived at the hospital, she was told Biggie didn't make it.
That is so sad.
And it was March 9th, 1997. Okay, so long live Biggie. I am a Biggie fan. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I was Pop, but I'm a Biggie fan as well. Okay, now prior to Biggie's death, Faith had met her new man. Prior to Biggie's unaliving, Faith had started dating Todd Rosa,
husband too,
her next partner in crime. They dated prior to Biggie's unaliving. However, after Biggie died, the couple had their first son, Joshua, on June 10th, 1998. I will include images of, we will do a brief breakdown of her kids. Y'all will see them. During the summer of 1998, Faith and Russell were married, and on March 22nd, the couple had their second son, Ryder Evans. Okay? So that is that relationship right there. So what we got to remember about Faith, y'all, is that even though she was an R&B singer, this is her again, y'all. She was meeting these men, and she was getting in relationships, and she was taking time to have their babies, okay? And she does talk on that. We'll go real brief over it. Okay, in 2001, Faith released her third album on Bad Boy label named Faithfully. Faith began creating with her husband, and the second album scored number 14 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the top R&B hip-hop charts, eventually being certified platinum. Her music don't play, y'all. I'm telling you. In 2004, Faith decided to leave Bad Boy Records due to Puffy being committed elsewhere. Now we know he had so much going on. In January 2004, Faith and Russell, bear with. All right. In January 2004,
her partner in crime
were arrested and charged with possession of Mary Jane and Coquiana, an improper tag violation during a traffic stop in Hopeville in Atlanta, Georgia. This will be the first of her bouts with legal that is documented. Okay. So she left Bad Boy Records and contracted with Capitol Records, becoming the first R&B contemporary artist. And the next album was titled The First Lady. And she carried that over from her era with Bad Boys. After taking 5 years off, Faith started her own record label in 2010. She is an innovator. She named the imprint Prolific Music Group and hired top talent. In August 2010, this is the second run with law. Faith was arrested on suspicion of misdemeanor drunken driving after being stopped at a checkpoint in Mariana Del Rey, California. And in 2011, Faith filed for a divorce against Russell. The couple agreed to spend 13 weeks in a drug
Stay tuned for F3.
You know, she was getting in trouble with him. The couple agreed to spend 13 weeks in a drug treatment program in exchange for halting any further prosecution of the drug possession case. In May 2011, Faith and Russell filed for a divorce. So, I'm sorry, they were basically going through trials and tribulation then. Stay tuned for video 3, y'all.